Here we go. Okay. So I wanted to bring on one of our original Transformers. You've seen her belly button for months. Now see her face. This is Michele Keel. Um, Michele is well known around the club, well known in the community. Her husband, Travis, is at Mill Valley, just retired as the head wrestling coach. So Michele has been part of the Snap family for years, but I wanted to bring her on because she was one of our original, like I said, original Transformers. She jumped on to the Phoenix Method before the Phoenix Method had a name. And I wanted to just give her a minute to just share her entire journey. We've been through a few journeys together, Michele, and just kind of like what the future holds as well. So, real quick, if you want to explain where you were before jumping on board with Phoenix Method.
Okay. So like Jen said, I've been at the gym, part of SNAP, for a very long time, probably 10
At least.
years or so, maybe.
At least.
Yeah. And so I am in there. I'm a 5-ish a.m. person, and I did all the things: running, hit, lifting, just doing everything. And whatever I could find online, the internet, this looks like a good workout, I would try it. So I did that. I worked on my nutrition, trying to eat healthy. And overall, I think I was fairly successful with that. I just didn't have the right plan in place. So basically, after doing all of that for so long, I finally decided, like, this is enough. Like, if I'm going to be working this hard, I should be seeing results because I want to see my muscles. And that's what it came down to.
I love it. So I know you literally just touched base on it. What was the not the breaking point? What was the moment that made you decide, you know what, I'm going to reach out to Jen?
It was really I just got to the point where it's like, I felt like I was wasting my time. Like, if I'm working this hard and I'm truly eating healthy and being accountable for that, I should be seeing some results, and I'm not, and I don't know why. And so I honestly toyed with reaching out to you, to Jen, for probably off and on for a year. I mean, it was a long time. It wasn't really a spur of the moment thing, but it was finally, got my kids through school. They're in college, kind of coming out of COVID. And I just decided that it was time to take time for me and figure it out.
I love that. I love that. And I know that you had followed some of the things that I was doing during COVID as well, in terms of workouts online, a couple of different nutritional things that I had done. So the message, obviously, you were witnessing the message, both pre-Phoenix Method and post. And I feel like our journeys were fairly congruent in terms of, you said a key word, and I always bring it up: hard. We were working so hard, right? That word didn't have to exist in our world anymore. What's one of your most favorite parts of your journey, as well as the Phoenix Method?
Well, I mean, I love the results I've gotten, but
I mean, duh.
I really have all of the other stuff that I have learned: sleep, all the reading and the personal development stuff has transpired into so much, not for me and my husband both, that has really been amazing what that has done for us.
I love that. Okay. Least favorite part?
Well, first it was eating all the protein. Now I don't mind that so much, but yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know that I have a least favorite part. I really like all of it. Like the lifting has become my favorite thing. One of my favorite things is where I used to go run or do cardio, and it's like stress relief. Lifting has become my therapeutic like outlet.
I love that.
Um,
I love that.
I
And you
really
were a
love it.
runner. We had to really sit on you for a second. um, what would be the part of your programming or your results that has surprised you the most?
um, One of the things that I've just really learned a lot about is how food affects me, even just by tracking what I'm eating and my weight and learning what certain foods do or what drinking a diet soda might do to your weight. Just
Yeah.
little things, how all the fluctuations can come based on certain foods um, and sleep. I mean, sleep is important. Just again, I read on the internet endlessly about things, but getting that 8 or 9 hours of sleep once a week, just then the weight just drops off.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
It's crucial. And of course, before this, how many hours on average would you say you were sleeping a night?
I was lucky to get 6, I would say, but not always that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I still don't always get as much as I would like, but I do try and make more of an effort.
Yeah. And obviously things happen, things interrupt your sleep. Um, I always share, and it's a quote from Travis, but I always share when you first started with the program, he goes, Jen, I hate you at dinner time, but I love you at bedtime. And I'm like, we should probably put some context with that because we took away his sweets and we made
Yeah.
him go to bed early. So, um, what would you say your well, let me ask you this. What are you working on right now? What are some goals for the future? And then I want to kind of walk through your evolution as well. I know I've posted some before and afters, but I want to also give some context as to everything we've done with your body because it definitely wasn't an experiment, but it was an experiment in that level of coaching and how we could get your body to respond quick. So I guess what are your goals right now? What are you working on right now?
So right now I'm in a little bit of a cut just to take off a few summer fun pounds. And
I like it.
yeah,
Summer fun is worth it.
yes, it was. I had a great summer. There's
Good.
things going on all the time, and the kids were home, sporadically, and so we had a good time with them. But so once that is over, I'm going to go into a build here for a couple, 2 or 3 months, and because one of my biggest goals is to keep working on that body fat percentage, bringing that down, and increasing muscle mass.
I love
And then
that.
I got to figure out how to maintain all of that.
I love it. I also want to give some context. You said summer fun pounds. I think our viewers need to understand that summer fun was literally 6 pounds.
Right. And
So,
it
yeah,
was fat. I was able to maintain all of my muscle that I had developed, which made me very
exactly.
happy.
Exactly.
But I've already lost like a week before I started with you last week. I had come down about 2 pounds, and this week I came down a pound, 2 pounds. So it's
See?
coming off very fast.
Exactly. Because you've already got that lean muscle.
Um,
So all we have to do is just kind of tweak a few foods and the muscle's like, oh, I remember what to do. It's all good. So it's that seasonal approach we always talk about, right? Like doing that bulk early, mid to late fall build. We'll call it a build for females because bulk just sounds scary as hell, right? And then putting you into a fat loss phase, March, April, May, so that you can enjoy those summer months and kind of, you're still driving your vehicle, but maybe we're just coasting. And that's the fun part. That's why summer is so fun, because you kind of just get to, now you don't get to go off the rails. If you want to, you can, because that muscle's going to be there. But your protein didn't change over the summer. You were in a maintenance phase. Your workouts didn't change over the summer. You didn't go back, do anything out of the ordinary or aggressive. Unfortunately, you didn't run anymore. Or I guess not unfortunately. You're like, yeah, I can't run anymore, Jen. I'm like, oh, sorry. Um, in terms of, let's say there's somebody that's watching your journey, kind of sitting on the fence, knowing that you've been with me for more than 18 months, and also knowing, I'm going to explain what that journey looks like. If there's anybody on the fence, what's one thing you would say to them?
Um, well, they definitely won't regret joining. I think the only thing they will regret is if they don't, because it truly has worked far beyond what I really thought. I thought I was coming to you to lose 10 pounds, and I have truly just, well, besides my body and my mind, just transformed my outlook on my health and my life. And it's really been beneficial. I've loved it.
I love that. That's wonderful. So I wanted to kind of bridge the gap between, I've talked about, you've had a couple of different transformations. So when Michele, tripping on my tongue, you can tell it's time for me to eat when I start to stutter. I know. Everybody knows that about me. So you mentioned you came to me just wanting to lose 10 pounds. And I'm like, nah, what do you really want?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I always joke that people's goals change about at that 6 to 8 week mark. And yours changed because I think your first initial loss was what, 20 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
15 to 20 pounds in about 6 to 8 weeks. And you're like, okay, that was actually faster than I expected. Here's what I really want. And that was a 6 pack. And I'm like, well, that's a different goal. That's going to require a different program. Why didn't you just lead with that? But I think removing those self-limiting beliefs, like we tell ourselves, well, I'm over a certain age. I don't know if that's attainable anymore. If you don't mind, would you share how old you are? And if you do mind, we'll
I'm
make up a
49
number.
now. I'll be 50 in November.
She's 50 years old and has a friggin' 6 pack. So it's one of those, like, there's things we can do with the human body that don't require hours upon hours of cardio, that doesn't require hours upon hours in the gym. How many days a week do you lift?
4 or 5.
Exactly. So it's not like this psychotic programming. How many burpees did you do? In the
0.
grand, exactly. None. So
I love saying that I don't do cardio anymore.
right. It's transformative, right? Because that was your
Mm-hmm.
that was what kept your head right in theory. And then once we got your head actually right, it's like, oh, this actually kind of sucks.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny. So lost the 10 to 20 pounds easily. And then in the fall, I convinced you to go into reverse. And what a reverse is basically I put you in a caloric surplus of about 5 to 750 calories more than what your body was actually burning on a normal basis. So we talk about the BMR, that basal metabolic rate. And basal metabolic rate, if you haven't watched any of the videos, guys, is basically the amount of calories that you need to lay in bed and just breathe. And I had Michele in a caloric surplus for 3 months.
Yeah, I think so.
3 months, I think. 5 to 700 calories over what her body was naturally burning with a workout for 3 months. How many pounds did you gain?
I probably gained maybe 10. I think it was about 10.
Yeah. And then put her in another cut. That cut after the second time And she just mentioned this third cut that she's going on is even faster because that caloric surplus, all that basically did was build all this extra muscle. So the next time you cut, it's even faster. And that's the beautiful thing about it is once you kind of resolve this thing we have with food, like how great are carbs, honestly? Like I will never not
I will
have to
always
pick.
want more carbs.
Yes. Like the minute we get carbs, it's like, oh, thank you. Because you fully understand what it does and how crucial it is in your body. Um, and the beauty of that is once you do that build, the thermal effect of food is even that much faster. So you don't have to work out as hard once you've built that muscle. And so it's this fun cycle, this, I don't know, it's like the circle of life. So that now that you are in this seasonal approach, you don't have to work as hard. You kind of just have to like, you know, create those guide rails. And as long as you're within those guide rails and don't go off the rails, she's going to be set for the rest of her life, which is awesome. Um, I'm going to keep the video inside the Facebook group. If anybody has any questions, they can type them in there. But Michele, is there anything else that you want to share about your journey?
um, I don't think so, other than I just, like I said before, I've really gotten so much out of it and it's been great for me.
I
And I
love it.
try to share whatever I can. People tell me, oh, you look great. And I'm like, well, call Jen.
I I'll get random texts like, "Hey, Michele gave me your number." I'm like, "Cool." I like it. I like it. Well, I treat your referrals like an extended family because you are extended family. I want to thank you for your time today. And guys, if you have any questions, type them in the chat box. I'll be sure to respond. And if anything, I'll see you next time, sweetie.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.